So as I've gotten a little bit more experience under my belt, I've figured out kind of what works for me and what doesn't work when it comes to making videos on a weekly basis. I've had to try to disconnect my project management brain and really put a wall up between how I would do something at work and how I want to run this YouTube channel. Now, there's no shortage of people out there who would tell you to run your YouTube channel like you're running a business. There's definitely a way to optimize titles and thumbnails and structure videos in ways that benefit different parameters that YouTube is looking for when it tests your video to a wide audience of people. For me, though, running this YouTube channel like a waterfall project just doesn't jive with my brain. I did try it, trying to structure this like doing task 1 before task 2 and then task 3 does make it feel a little bit too rigid. The problem is here, when I don't feel like doing it, I find it hard to keep my head in the game and follow the plan that I laid out if it just doesn't feel right. For me, creativity is often spontaneous. It looks a lot more like, oh, I've got a great idea for a video. Let's sit down, draft out an outline, turn on the camera, and press record. It doesn't look like film the video on Monday, film the B-roll on Tuesday, find music on Wednesday, edit the video on Thursday, review on Friday, and post on Saturday. As much as I'd like to be able to follow a nice rigid schedule like that, it often doesn't work out. Here I am on the Thursday of a week, and I spent Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday trying to think about what I want this week's video to be about. I have a running list of videos in my Apple Notes. Some weeks I scroll through and I just can't find anything that really clicks or gets me excited. And if I'm not interested in making a video, then why would anybody watch it? Why would I force myself to make the video? It might mean that the idea isn't quite right for the moment. And if my head or heart isn't in it, then that also means my video will probably suffer. I've definitely put out a few videos this way because it's a good way to learn, and I like to keep the momentum rolling. I'm still learning at the end of the day. Still learning how to be a little bit more energetic in front of the camera. Still learning how to edit, do sound design, get a little bit better with color, and learning to tell stories and apply them in such a way that might educate, entertain, or do both, depending on the topic of the video. I've also struggled a little bit to hone down on niche and follow the rules. The general advice would be niche down until it hurts and be consistent. I've actually had a hard time cutting through all the crap from YouTube geniuses to figure out what actually works for me. And I initially used a second channel to try to figure out what's the most amount of content that I could put out during a week while working full time and not interrupting any of those duties. And the answer was about 1 full-length video and 3 unique short-form videos. 4 pieces of content in a week while working a full-time job. That was about the absolute max that I could get out, and I was spending every night outside of work working on those videos, and I spent most of the weekend filming those videos. So I knew that strategy wasn't really going to be viable long term. So when I launched this channel, I really thought about, okay, what's the minimum that I could actually do and that I could do for a long period of time? And that was basically 1 long form video and maybe 1 or 2 short form videos cut out of that video, not unique. I wasn't setting up the camera and scripting a short form video that was different to the long form content for that week. The way my schedule is kind of set up, batching videos on the weekends wasn't something that worked for me. I find that generally I do better when I'm focusing from start to finish on a project. So I like being able to sit down and film the video and then toss it to the computer, get done with the edit, find all my titles and work on a thumbnail, get the music and everything, finish out the project before I start thinking about another video topic. And it feels a little disingenuous to me to kind of sit here and record 3 or 4 or 5 long format videos in one day. But I know that works for some people. So I experimented to figure out what works best for me. My brain works best on projects from start to finish. So if I have an idea, I work on kind of the outline of the video, go film the video, edit it, and then post it, and then start thinking about the next project. Trying to record and get my thoughts together on multiple topics, recording videos back to back just isn't how my brain works, and that's okay. So I've learned quite a bit here on YouTube. Gosh, coming up on almost a year since I started my first channel. Figured out that planning out videos, trying to project manage myself doesn't work for me. I've learned that efficiency isn't always good. Right? The max amount of videos that you can pump out during the week may not be the most beneficial thing to do long term. For me, creativity is spontaneous. Talked about getting an idea and seeing it through from start to finish when the excitement is at its highest. Being engaged and interested in what you are doing is important. Maybe an indicator that you're not on the right track. The beginning is tough. You're constantly learning and adapting to the feedback that you might get, be it views or likes or comments, or your own personal satisfaction on the content that you're making. And knowing your limits is important. Starting a YouTube channel, at the end of the day, is like starting another job, despite me not wanting this to feel like another job, right? I want to be excited to make videos, and I enjoy making videos. So I want to keep that feeling, right? I don't want to get boxed into, man, I've got to make a video this week to get 10,000 views and, X number of likes. Sure, it feels great when a video does well and gets thousands of views and people are commenting and giving you thumbs up and enjoy the videos. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to keep my mind focused on, right, why am I doing this? I like playing with cameras. I like talking about technology. And I actually like the process of coming up with an idea and taking it from my head and actually getting it out into the world. It's a pretty cool process to see that happen. And there's a lot of benefits to seeing yourself talk on camera and get better at that week over week. So until next time, see ya.